Yeah, so going back, it's probably in several years now. There was a huge sort of vogue in the corporate world for again what people call ESG, environmental, social governance investing, ESG frameworks, ESG management, and there was the idea that which is really a very old idea, that corporations should be responsible and ethical, and that we need some sort of construct, some way of measuring that, some way of enforcing that. Um, you know, 20 years ago, we called it CSR, corporate social responsibility. And
Right.
again, our friend Fred Smith was writing a lot about that back then. Later, there was a report that was published by the United Nations and the Swiss finance department and a bunch of good, but big bank partners, and they coined the term ESG, and then that became popular later. They're similar concepts, and but the problem is not, should corporations do good things? Sure, I think it seems like a pretty uncontroversial premise. Corporations should do good things and do fewer bad things. But like with all things, like as our old our hero, the great economist Thomas Sowell likes to say, well, who decides? Right.
Right.
Who gets to decide what the good things are that we want more of and the bad things are that we want less of?
And in a truly democratic system, it's the market that decides.
Right. It's the market, or, country by country,
Sure.
Legislatures, Congress passes a law that says corporations can do this, they can't do that. But there's some democratic legitimacy to that. With a lot of the CSG stuff, it's unelected people, it's UN bureaucrats, it's some academics who show up to conferences. They are, confabs and committees and quasi-governmental organizations, as they call quangos, as they call them in the UK.
Quangos.
NGOs.
Yes.
Got together and sort of wrote these, lists of do's and don'ts. And the vast majority of the people who were in those groups, in those rooms, and on those committees and teams